Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. Just saw Black Widow, Marvel Studios, Scarlett Johansson, executive producer, star, Rachel Weisz. Interesting cast. I like the movie. I guess I'll do a little walking and talking, but overall, I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a movie worth seeing. It was an interesting situation. The movie was scheduled to start real 3D. I saw the movie in real 3D, which actually was pretty good tonight. For this movie, they did a nice job with the real 3D. Start time for the movie was 5:30. I was about 20 minutes late to the theater, and I was kind of anxious, thinking I'd miss something. But guess what? When I got to the theater, the movie hadn't started yet at all. Apparently there were some projector problems. Before I even got there, they had played the whole trailers, the series of trailers for everybody. And then when I got in there, there was like 10 minutes of nothing going on. Then they started the trailers again. Then after the trailers, the previews for coming attractions, the movie didn't start. So people were getting very anxious and upset, and nobody knew what was happening. People really wanted to see this movie. And basically we were escorted into another theater, a 6:30 p.m. showing, still 3D, real 3D, and everyone saw the movie. Now the movie that we saw the trailers for the third time, now I only saw the same trailers twice, everyone else saw them 3 times. So once the movie started though, spoilers. So before I get into the spoilers, see the movie. I think it's a good movie. A friend of mine was questioning, that she hasn't seen all these Marvel Universe movies, and I haven't seen every single one, and I don't follow them so closely that I feel like I need to know all the characters' ins and outs, and I don't read the comics, and I don't go on Reddit sites to hear theories. I just pick and choose, and the reason why I would go to this one is Scarlett Johansson, to be quite honest with you, okay? So I went to see the movie. I enjoyed it. I don't think you need to be a Marvel expert to like this one. People flocking around me. And I don't know what to tell you. I liked the movie. What did I like about the movie? I liked the 3D. I thought the 3D was well done. I thought Johansson looked good as always. The woman that played her younger sister was intriguing. Did I say spoilers? I was trying to figure out who Rachel Weisz was. Was she the one in the fountain or whatever 20 years ago? I don't know. But she was good. And the guy that played Alexei, I was trying to figure out who that was, but I couldn't figure it out. So there you go. Should I tear apart this movie? Look, obviously, if I was a bigger Marvel Universe fan, I might have more profound information for you. Like, oh, is this going to lead to this? And this was a reference to that. Well, I'm just not that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I pick and choose these Marvel comic universe movies. I don't get all excited about it. I don't get pissy about it. I go, and if I like the movie, I like the movie. But I don't feel like I have to memorize all the characters and all that crap. I'm a casual fan of the Marvel comic universe and the DC comic fucking movie universe and all these goddamn universes. I'm a casual fan. I'm not claiming to be Mr. Expert. Why is this guy on this fucking mild security? Why is he harassing me? So there you go. I mean, it's one of those deals where, is it a must see? Like, must you go see this movie or your life will suck? No, it's not that good, but it's good. I guess my point is, if you're thinking about seeing it, go ahead and see it, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not telling you to go see this movie. If you don't want to see it, I wouldn't say, oh, you have to go see it. It's not like that good, but it's good. It starts strong. there is some human elements. What I kind of liked about this movie, what I did like about this movie was that there was some humanity to it. It wasn't just a blow up stuff type of movie. It wasn't just, oh, look at all these goddamn CGI effects. There was some fucking point to it. There was some fucking humanity to it. So give it up for Scarlett Johansson. The only thing, I mean, am I going to sound like a fucking simp to say that the only thing I don't like about her is her idiot husband, who I don't find funny, and who I found disrespected professional wrestling when they did that god-awful storyline with what's his dick, the fired guy, Braun Strowman. That's about the only thing I have against her, that she married that joker, okay? Jealousy, whatever the fuck. Sorry, I don't think Colin Jost is that fucking talented or that great to be having sex with her on a constant basis. My fucking apologies, okay? But I liked the goddamned movie. I thought the movie was good. You know, it was a little bit weird. Like, people... I mean, I was waiting an extra hour to see this fucking thing, and I finally got to see it. So you think if I was going to be pissy and shitty about it, I'd be pissy and shitty. But, hey, I'm not pissy and shitty. I thought it was fine. Now, was there a couple of yawn moments? Like, did the fucking horse go around a few too many bends in this film? Of course. All these fucking movies, these studio movies. Now, Steven Dorff, I guess we'll talk about. I don't know if you saw his thing. Is it Steven Dorff or whoever the fuck? He was basically the fucking replacement for River Phoenix when he died 25 years ago. This Steven Dorff, he did one movie, SFW, So Fucking What? That's like the name of the movie, I'm not saying that. And then he did some other movies. I guess he did a Blade movie. Okay, you worked with Wesley Snipes. Guess what? Your buddy Mike Messier worked with Wesley Snipes in Hard Luck. And then I guess a couple of days ago, Steven Dorff gets some Twitter fucking buzz because he says he doesn't want to do Marvel Studio movies and he wants to work with the next Martin Scorsese. Well, look me up, Steven. You want some real goddamn fucking scripts. But I mean, fuck. I mean, he drags Scarlett Johansson's name into his diatribe. Look, Steven, no fucking offense, but no one's exactly knocking down your fucking door anymore. You know what I mean? This is not 1995. And to be honest with you, Steven Dorff was always kind of an also-ran. He was like, oh, okay, that's a guy that really didn't connect with people. You know what I mean? Like, he was there. He made some movies. But does anyone pile into a line to go see Steven Dorff movies? No. He's an actor. He's an actor looking for work. So he caused a little ruckus by making a little statement and dragging Scarlett Johansson. And the other thing I don't like about Scarlett Johansson is I don't know how to say her fucking name. Is it Johansson? Johansson? How do I say it? Scarlett Johansson or Johansson? Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson. Is it Yo or is it Joe? Answer me. I like the movie. Now look, there's some fucking storyline things that I don't know what I don't know. Like, there's things in the movie that are probably, if you watched all these goddamn Marvel Comic Universe movies, or if you fucking read all the comics and you know all these nuances and details, I'm sure you know more about these goddamn movies than I do. All I fucking know is that the movie was enjoyable. There was a good sister relationship story. Okay, spoilers. This story of the family that's not a real family. It's a facade of a family. I found that to be intriguing. Like, that was enough humanity to get me through this thing. Like, enough of a real story. Like, sure, it's not Shakespeare, but it's an attempt at a plot. It's an attempt at humanity. You know, when you talk about, like, the fucking Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton from 2004, things like that get forgotten about because they were so hard-cocked to get their fucking CGI in. They forgot about the humanity. They forgot about the story. And so, I don't know if it's DC or Avengers, but some of these movies with these CGI villains and shit, you don't know what the hell you're watching anymore. So I get Dorff's point, Steven Dorff, if that's his name. But at the same time, there have been some improvements to these special effects where now the movies are getting better. Now, I mean, I think about something like, when I went into this movie, I was kind of excited to see it. Why? Scarlett Johansson, that's why. Then my friend was all concerned, and she was saying, well, I'd like to go see the movie, but I haven't seen all the other ones. And I don't know, and I just said, Christ, I can't analyze this thing that much. I can't think about it that much. If I want to see the fucking movie, I'm going to go see it. I'd rather just see the fucking movie than sit there and analyze whether or not I should see the movie for a year and a half and then go see it. I mean, it's like, Christ, just see the fucking movie or don't. But if you're going to sit there and worry about it, like, oh, should I go see this? I haven't seen the sequels and I haven't seen all the others. Just go see the fucking movie or don't. It's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help people. Now, of course, the other thing is I, unlike many folks, live in a vicinity, although many folks do and they don't take advantage. I live in a vicinity where I have this wonderful situation where we have these subscriptions to these movies. This theater was AMC. I can see 3 movies a week, and the cost is, I believe, $23 a month. So that's 12 movies a month, a maximum, for $23, okay? Other theaters, Regal in the area, is unlimited, and I think it's only $19 a month, if I have that right. Now, occasionally, don't get your panties in a fucking wad. Occasionally, there's a private rental of like a fucking event movie or some weird shit. But for the most part, you can see whatever the fuck you want. And give a little tip of the Irishman's hat to, what was it called? Movie Pass from 5 years ago. That's come and gone. Okay, so Movie Pass, which couldn't keep this thing up financially, they busted. And the other one, there was another one at the time, you remember? That went out of business. And they're done. But these theaters kind of picked up the slack. So I tell people this, I tell people the information, and very rarely does anyone do any fucking thing about it. Just like I mentioned Airbnb, and I mentioned other things that I'm aware of. TubeBuddy for fucking YouTube makers, YouTube creators. I mention things, I give my link, and everyone says, oh wow, I'll look into that. And they never fucking do. You know what I mean? So I'm sick and tired of mentioning things to people because they don't give a fuck. You know, you mention things, oh, you should do this, you should. I'm just stopping because assholes never want to fucking listen. Or they'll listen and they'll bullshit you and say that they're going to take your they're going to take your advice, and they never fucking do, and their station in life doesn't improve, and then they come back to you with the same goddamn complaint, and you say, well, asshole, did you fucking listen to me the first time, you fuck? No. Well, asshole, then go take your goddamn problems on the road somewhere else, fuck. It was 2 nights ago. I guess I've been trying to think of a way to get into this story, but I was at the coffee house I typically go to. There was a woman there. We were speaking. Now, there was nowhere to sit because the coffee house was inundated with freaks and weirdos, which I'm not even sure why. But there was a whole new barrage of people that I didn't want to be there that were there. Just weird people in my coffee house. So I actually had to sit outside. This nice lady let me sit next to her, and we've talked before, and I was trying to have a conversation. She was trying to play fucking DJ Jenny at the same time, like commandeering the fucking music at the coffee house, playing things entirely too loud. Now, I do give her credit, she has some good taste in music. She's playing house music, like, okay. Not exactly Bob Dylan, not exactly fucking, you know what I mean, Paul Simon and Garfunkel here. House music, who gives a fuck? But what upset me is that we're telling anecdotes, or at least she was telling anecdotes, and I couldn't get a goddamn word in edgewise. So she's telling story after story, confession after confession, as women like to tell men, all their dirty secrets, which just ruin any thoughts you might have about them when they tell you all these horrible histories they have. like they're talking to a fucking priest. And I just, through the course of this experiment, I'm trying to relay one little story, one little fucking anecdote. Not even a story, a goddamn anecdote, which consists of about 3 sentences. I got the first sentence out. Then she fucking side trails me after my first sentence. She starts talking and then goes off into a million different directions. And guess what? I never got to finish my 3 sentences. So I just kind of chalked it up, and when the opportunity came to sit inside, I did. I didn't want to sit outside in the muggy hot weather, and there's people smoking cigarettes like fucking morons. And all the cigarette smokers get upset. Sorry, I don't want to pollute my precious lungs with nicotine and toxins and all this other crap. And so I go inside, because the fucking secondhand smoke, these asshole people are just smoking cigarettes. It's getting right in my fucking beautiful hair. And I go inside to basically, I told her, well, I'm going to sit inside. And she's like, oh, I'm a smoker, I'm going to sit outside. Go right the fuck ahead. Because, if you can't finish a 3-sentence anecdote when you're speaking to someone, look, I don't need to be coddled and listened to all fucking night. But I'd like to be able to finish an anecdote. That's all. It's a simple story, a simple 3-sentence story about my life. Look, bitch, I've heard your fucking stories about all the men you've fucked and all the times you've had your heart broken and how you love your life and how you got into a car accident and all these wonderful goddamn things. Great. Can I tell my 3-sentence fucking story? Apparently not. Apparently only you get to speak. And that's when you lost me. Like, that's when I lose interest. Like, okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like, you've saved me the trouble of pursuing you, because now I know that you are very self-centered and you can't allow another person, namely me, to tell a 3 fucking sentence story without interrupting me and talking about yourself again. So that's when you kind of realize, and for the younger fellas out there that are chasing tail, chasing pussy, as they say, sometimes you realize that these chicks aren't fucking worth it. And you have to pick up on some of these minor signals. You know what I mean? If someone doesn't let you finish a 3-sentence anecdote and without interrupting you and talking about themselves, then obviously that's not the relationship or even a one-night stand. It's just not worth it. It's just self-centered and it's self-absorbed and it's inconsiderate and it's fucking rude. So you just learn that some people are not worth your fucking time. Period. Point fucking blank. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time to learn these things. Some people in this world are not worth your time. And you have to be a man or a goddamned woman and put some periods at the end of sentences. Put some, okay, I'm done. I'm walking away. There's nothing you can do that's going to change you. You are who you are. You have to dominate the conversation. You have to talk about yourself. And you can't even give the other person 3 sentences of your fucking time. Therefore, we don't need to be that tight, and I don't need to indulge in you. We can be considerate, we can be friendly, but I don't need to hear your life story every fucking time I see you. I have other things to do. Anyway, this Avengers movie was good or whatever. Black Widow, look, I guess, I don't know. One thing that I wasn't really educated on is why does she have the Black Widow name? Typically that's a spider that fucks, talk about women, a spider that fucks and then kills its mate, right? Well, we didn't really see that in this movie. It's more about her hemming and hawing about this family thing with the sister and the parents and all that crap and, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't really get to the gist of the whole fucking thing. But in any goddamn event, what can I tell you? Scarlett Johansson looked good. It pisses me off that she's sharing a bed at night with this Colin Jost fellow. That irritates me. But such is life, right? And what else? I don't know. I was wondering who the blonde was, the sister. And look, she's probably famous already. It's some actress who's probably famous. I just don't know who the fuck she is. But I thought she did a good job. I don't know. That's the thing, folks. I go to a lot of movies. I try to keep up with this pop culture, as the kids say. But there's always something going on in the world that is new to me. Like someone was posting today, the Florida Project should have been nominated for Best Picture. I'm like, what the fuck is the Florida Project? I thought that was the fucking Walt Disney when he was making Disney World in Orlando, Florida in the 60s. That was called the Florida Project. So this whole thing of, well, the Florida Project should have been nominated for a Best Picture. Okay, fine, but I don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, I thought I go to enough movies, and then it's like, well, no, there's all these other fucking movies you haven't seen. Well, what the fuck? There's only so many hours in my goddamn day. I can't watch every fucking movie and do my own thing. I'm trying to live my life. You know what I mean? So whatever the fuck. It is what it fucking is. Mouthfoul. So right now, because I was in this movie theater for an extra hour, I've successfully missed the first hour or whatever the fuck of this Game 2, Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, it's not like the Bucks have to win tonight, but they might want to start winning some games if they want to have a chance to win this NBA championship. Holla, holla, holla to the fucking Tampa Bay Lightning. Once a fucking again, Messier moves to Florida. Then the fucking Super Bowl comes to Florida. Then a Stanley Cup. Then another Stanley Cup. I mean, jeez. A fucking... was it an American League or a National League championship? Not quite a World Series victory, but close. A year and a half of AEW wrestling. Wow. The good times just followed me, didn't they? So there you have it. Well, it's Thursday, and so tomorrow, I believe, is Friday, and then Saturday comes. Usually that's the transition, isn't it? But I guess we're hollering to another weekend. I've got my plans, a few plans. I will be attending, I believe, a baseball game, which I'm very excited about. If you've gotten this deep into the video, you can watch Mike's original films. That would be me, The Impeccable. I mean, God, Scarlett Johansson, you want a real script to produce, to executive produce. Watch my work, The Impeccable. Watch The Nature of the Flame, So You're the Guy. Watch my movie. See how great I am. What else is going on in the world? Just things. Things are happening. Hurricane came through the state of Florida, and now it's headed up to the East Coast. Look out, here it comes. I mean, it's just one of those things where if your life gets ruined by a fucking hurricane or a tornado, then you're pissed off. And if it doesn't, then you're like, oh, that wasn't a big deal. Yeah, of course not, because you didn't get fucked by it. You know what I mean? It's always that thing where nobody gives a shit until it's them. Oh, you know, this condition or this disease, that's no big deal. It's just the flu. Well, until you get it, or someone you know and loves gets it, then all of a sudden you take notice. Same thing with the weather. Same thing with every fucking thing. Unless it sticks its dick in your precious asshole, you don't give a fuck, now do you? That's just the reality of the situation. Pardon my French, but I'm French. I mean, what the fuck? You try to tell people important things and they don't want to listen. You know what I mean? You make suggestions, they don't give a fuck. They do the same goddamn thing they would have done without your suggestion. And then they wonder how come their situation does not improve. Because they don't fucking listen to anybody. Or if they listen yet they take no action. They don't follow your advice. So eventually you stop giving it. Because you realize that people don't give a fuck what you say. They just want to bitch and complain. They don't want to fix their problems. They just want to complain about them. You know what I mean? That's the type of bullshit that you hear. Oh, women speak. Women don't want to be fixed. Women don't want their problems fixed. They just want to bitch. Well, sorry, that's not logical thinking in my fucking world. And I don't know if that's a woman thing, although that's what I've been told, or just a human being thing. Because I know a lot of fucking guys like that too. They bitch about shit. Do they take action to fix it? No. They just keep on bitching about it. Well, that's not the game that I play, folks. I play a different fucking game. I play by a different set of rules. Oh, the fuck well. So, there you fucking have it, folks. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Seems like I've got a nice parking spot coming up. Some assholes behind me, but he's not going to get the good spot. Oh, there's a fucking motorcycle there. I just got dicked in my ass as well. Well, here's another spot. God fuck. Everything's coming up roses. Oh my cock. I just want to park and all these fucks are in my way. Everyone is such a fuckhead tonight. God in heaven. Just everyone's a fuck. You just get to that point where you're like, wow, I didn't realize that everyone's a fuck. Yep, everyone is. Everyone's a fuck. You just realize, like, wow, I should have gotten the MO. Everyone's a fuck. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel.